City vs Real Madrid meeting in the semifinals for the second season running and providing tons of entertainment already. Sure, I know it wasn't a goal fest, but it was still intriguing, man. Hey, I'm Adrian, by the way, and let's do a quick run through of this game. And yes, we'll touch on some of the controversial points. I mean, I had to look beyond my TV broadcast to find some of the footage to go over because the TV broadcast barely shows any replays on contentious moments anymore, man. I swear. It's like they're leaning into suspected conspiracy theories that people come up with, you know? So as far as the lineups went, there wasn't anything too crazy. Modric making it in time for this match was a bonus for Real Madrid, while Akanji started at left back again, and Stones in the midfield for City, which is becoming more and more frequent these days. And this game actually started as we all would have expected, right? Real Madrid sitting back, seeing what City was made of, allowing them to have all of the ball. In the first 24 minutes, City had 73% possession at the Bernabeu, which tells you just what Real were trying to do. Beyond a couple of attempts to attack down the left through Benzema and Vinicius, they had a moment, they weren't doing too much. But for all of City's effort and possession, they weren't doing much either. They weren't really carving out any gilt-edged chances or anything like that. They were moving the ball around well, typical of them. But as was common throughout the entirety of the game, both Rudiger and Alaba, mostly Rudiger to be honest, kept Haaland completely silent in this game. Very, very well played from Real Madrid's defense. In fact, when you look at the average position of City's players, with Haaland having to drop deeper to get any sort of joy, any sort of touches, De Bruyne's average position was actually higher up the pitch than the Norwegians. In fact, both defenses were playing very, very well. Ruben Dias had a good moment as well with a clearance, as Real Madrid certainly had their moments in the second half where they were dominant. We'll get to the second half in a moment, because first, let's talk about Real Madrid's goal. Like I said, they were happy to sit back in the first 15 minutes or so, as if they were shadow boxing, eyeing up their opponent and waiting for gaps to attack. But around the 20th minute, they began pressing a bit higher, putting pressure on City's back line when they were trying to play it out, and they forced two mistakes in quick succession. Later, in the 36th minute, Real got their goal, and it was thanks to that left side of the pitch. Camavinga and Vinicius, both of whom were brilliant on the night. The way that Camavinga has slotted into that left back role and made it his own, incredible. Camavinga played a quick 1-2 with Modric, tasty flick from Modric to send Camavinga on his way, and the young Frenchman drove at the City defenders before rolling the ball to Vinicius, who cut inside and absolutely smashed it high past Ederson. Stunning goal from him to cap off a night where he felt like the best player on the pitch. Respect to Camavinga and De Bruyne as well though. And again, to Rodrigo. His footwork in this game was out of this world. That set up the second half nicely, didn't it? Oh, and we were also traded to Grealish versus Carvajal, each taking turns having a go at each other. Really, really poor from Carvajal to smash Grealish into the ad boards as he did. Grealish could have been hurt badly from that. You hate to see players doing that now and then. It's poor because they know what the outcome is. You're going to smash someone, they're out of balance, they're going to go flying into the ad boards. Also, in light of players getting away with it, Bernardo was very lucky when he didn't even get a yellow for this. Mr. Suárez Dias, the referee, giving a little bit of a hand to his countrymen there. Anyway, in the second half, Real Madrid really began imposing themselves more and more in this game as they were the ones taking control of the ball. In fact, the first half possession finished with 68% in City's favor, while the second half, a big swing, 57% in favor of Real Madrid. Also, another funny stat for you, given the nature of Vinicius' goal, a smash from distance, and the fact that Real Madrid didn't do much else as far as troubling Ederson in the first half, they finished the first half up 1-0 with an expected goals of 0.04. But yes, back to the second half. Apologies for getting sidetracked there. Real Madrid were controlling the ball really, really well, and they had a few moments where they looked like they were a cleaner touch or a better ball away from doubling their lead, while City were looking spooky on the counter. De Bruyne and Bernardo Silva combined to release the Belgian in behind Real's defenders, and he struck a fierce warning shot at Courtois, which left the Real keeper shaking the pain out of his wrist after. But City found their breakthrough not long after with a goal that looked similar to Real Madrid's actually. Good work down City's left flank as Gundogan rolled it to De Bruyne, and he put his laces through a stunning low strike that Courtois had very little chance of ever saving. Two fantastic strikes in this game, scored in the same goal from a similar position on the same side of the goal as well. Copycats. However, this is where the tinfoil hat people will have their day. And to be honest, when it comes to UEFA, there's a little bit of tinfoil hat in all of us. Just a tad. Forget microplastics in your bloodstream. There's tinfoil in your brain. Anyway, why was Ancelotti in the entirety of the Real Madrid bench fuming at the officials after City's goal? Well, one, in the play prior, the ball came off of John Stones quite clearly and went out, but it was given as a goal kick. Then in the build-up to City's goal, it looked as if the ball had gone out as Bernardo Silva stretched in an attempt to keep it in, which he thought he had. Well, thanks in no part to the television broadcast, we can finally see that yes, the ball did indeed go out of play, as you can see from these images, which come to you thanks to this crazy 3D technology that beIN Sports has. Thank you, beIN Sports. Wish UEFA would do the same. I think we also have to say this though, some scrutiny or skepticism has to be applied here, as this technology from beIN Sports isn't an officially sanctioned or approved technology from UEFA. It's coming from a broadcasting company, and I'll speak for myself, but a lot of people I spoke to had never seen this kind of technology before, at least when it comes to throw-ins. On top of this, what happened in the immediate aftermath of Bernardo attempting to save the ball, City tried to attack down the right through De Bruyne, his cross was blocked, and Camavinga came away with the ball, before playing a poor pass into the midfield that City won possession back from. In essence, it became a different phase of play. So when you consider that, how do we feel? Does that change your stance at all? It's a shame that such a lovely goal like De Bruyne's will now have an asterisk next to it, or maybe it won't because 90% of the population or the people that watch the match didn't get to see the replay and they are carrying on with their lives after the match. But as someone who has a YouTube channel and reads comments, I know I'll be reading about this goal in the future if City managed to advance. Now, Guardiola and Ancelotti were in a staring contest for this match, seeing who would blink first. Who would make a substitution first? And it was Ancelotti that broke, bringing on Asensio, Tchouaméni, and Nacho. Guardiola, not a single sub, which he has been known to do from time to time, to be honest. But one of Ancelotti's subs, Tchouaméni, came close to scoring with yet another smash from distance in this one, but Ederson was up to the task and made a nice save. So 2-2 in the end, and I'd say a fairly even match on the balance of things. When you look at things like XG, it's almost the exact same. You know, all of the key stats point to a tight game, and in the end, the eye test points to that as well. City will probably be happier with the single point at the Bernabeu than Real Madrid will be. City will be playing in front of their supporters where they have won 27 times, drawn once, and lost once. That's a 93% winning percentage. Difficult proposition for any team, of course, but Real Madrid isn't any old team in this competition, right? All right, guys, that will do it here. A quick one. Be sure to leave your thoughts below for this game, but beyond that, we'll do another watch along today and a match recap tomorrow. All right, love ya. Bye.